From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
To activate the death pheromones and have her be the one to kill Professor X.
Okay.
And I think that would have been a better way to have Charles die. You know, because then it would introduce this amazing moral dilemma of, does he keep helping this child who didn't have a choice in doing what she just did?
It makes a
Because
lot of sense.
That's what he was when he was a weapon under someone else. He didn't have a choice. He just kept killing.
So where do you guys want to go about the story now? Do we want to take it right to North Dakota?
We can.
Kenyatta?
I'm trying to see if Mr. Comic Book Guru has anything else to touch upon.
I was gonna say, do you want to talk about the Las Vegas incident where Charles has a seizure?
Oh my god! And he freezes everybody.
Dude, and like one of those traumatizing things, because we hear about it prior, a little bit earlier in the story, and like, okay, so we're probably guessing it was just some kind of one blast thing, and it was like a trouble. No, seeing it was fucking terrifying. And if I remember correctly, the first time we saw it, I think we saw it in 3D. So we got the weird effect with our glasses there, and it was the most unsettling thing ever. Yeah, we couldn't feel the pain, but we got to see what it was, and I was just like, no.
I did like Wolverine struggling to get there, and as he's getting there, everybody's frozen, and he literally just kills everybody.
I think that, yeah, I was like, the other thing I remember I liked about that was that one kill when he finally gets in the room, and it's just directly at the guy, and you see the guy kind of just, oh, shit.
Well, here's the thing. It happens. It happens to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Was that caused by Charles, or was that a seizure randomly? Because a couple minutes later, he goes, I had to protect her. I think he did it on purpose. He just, once it happened, he couldn't control it.
It's scary. It's sad to see, but it's incredibly scary. Yes, Rob?
This is what happens when an Omega mutant loses control.
How many times has this happened in the comics now? I don't.
So let's see. Jean Grey. I'm forgetting someone. I think Storm won't put. Oh, Jean Grey.
For Charles, I was gonna say, can we make a list of how many times it happened to him, not Jean?
I was trying to list all the X-Men. It just inordinately happens to Jean Grey. Gambit.
Yeah, he did.
No, we saw what happened to Gambit. He went boom. Different.
You won't forget his name now.
Remember my name.
I'm saving those jokes for next time, okay? I'm saving all the Gambit jokes for next time.
So, at the start of this movie, Logan's in really bad shape. He's drinking a lot. He's not healing well anymore. Halfway through this movie, I was starting to think, he can't die, right? You're not gonna kill him, right? Right? Were you expecting them to do that? make that decision, make that actually a
Permanent thing.
yeah, well, not anymore, but was supposed to be.
Yes, and the reason why we were warned 2 movies prior beforehand. 1, the Wolverine.
That he was done.
Yeah, something like that. Because he
Yes,
wanted to be done.
because she told him, eventually you will die with your heart in your hand, and
And it was
really,
her.
yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
crap! I didn't realize that.
Listen,
Yeah.
whenever you get a forewarning like that, and movie wise, and there's going to be more movies after, I tend to write them down in my James is going to tell you he's right book, but I lost that. I spilled the coffee, but I knew it, and I was like, motherfucker.
So, coming into this movie, were you expecting Logan to die at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I saw him old, I already knew what they were going to do, and I knew it was going to hit. Plus, you had Johnny Cash playing the trailer. No one survives when you play Johnny Cash playing a trailer.
I mean, insert Johnny Cash song here.
I hurt myself today. I was like, yeah, no. I was like,
He
no,
ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it, sir.
this is not going to be a fun time.
Do you think they could have done it better? Because I feel like this was impactful. It made me feel the feels, but I'm also upset that we didn't continue to see what happened to those kids.
So, with that question, I'm going to ask you: do you mean directly when this movie came out, then, or do you mean current now?
See, I would have liked that maybe 6 months to a year and a half tops after this movie comes out, we see X-23, all those kids. It could have been a short TV series. It could have waited to Disney Plus, so 2019. I would have liked to see a continuation of X-23 in them. That should have been the New Mutants.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would have rather have been the New Mutants. But yeah, that's my only critique with it, because I had the feels. I was really upset. I understood that he's been that character for the almost 20 years now. Granted, he's always been too tall for Logan. But I can't see anybody else as Wolverine live action. I can't. And Hugh Jackman, phenomenal job. He is. If that movie has been bad or was bad, it wasn't him. And when it comes full circle to him literally choking on blood with a tree branch through his chest, I rewatched it today, and I did last week as well. I still, get the feel of, I don't want this to happen. What are your guys' thoughts of how it came about, how it happened, and do you wish anything afterwards? Rob?
Again, I had wished it would have been the X-23 to have been the one to do it, and her killing Logan to have been the reason she broke her free from her programming.
You don't think that would have ruined her character at all in this movie, the way they had it set up?
No, because X-23 has always been a character that has been at war with her own demons.
Because you got to remember, if you want it the way you just said, she kills that family, she kills all those guys, she kills Professor X, she kills Wolvie now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the story of Wolverine in a nutshell. He kills everyone he comes across.
And her last victim's Logan, and that frees her.
Yeah.
So I guess you would still get the nice ending. where she buries him,
Yeah.
says that whole Clint Eastwood spiel, crying and everything. See, I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like it hurts her character. The way they had it and the way I portrayed it in the movie, it would hurt that a little bit. But I would love to see yours in like a cartoon.
Yeah. Or a comic book even.
Yeah, that would be cool too. Well, you said she's gone
Uh,
crazy before in comic books.
she's gone super crazy in comic, but oh my god, has she killed people?
I'll say that.
Um,
I still went crazy with her.
hell, even in the show when she was first introduced, she murks an entire base of Hydra soldiers.
Oh God.
Like, like she had to have killed at least 1,000 people with
Oh God.
bombs.
Rob, give us your thoughts on how the ending came about.
What was the place that they were trying to get to? Caledonia or something?
Well, they wanted to get over to Canada. Eden. Eden.
Yeah, yeah, Eden. The camp that where they shaved his face.
That was nice. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Um,
Like shaving somebody before the electric chair.
this is one of the things that
Holy
I've
shit.
always one of my favorite sayings from Beast is of course, Canada, apparently the worst place for all mutants. Um I I think it ended well, because it gives the option for Laura to take the reins and become the next Professor X.
But unfortunately, we never see that.
We never see it. Um and it's okay to not get to see it. Uh we do get some spiritual successor to this.
With
Uh
Deadpool
eh,
Wolverine.
yeah. So there are still options as to where this could go. Um I think it does end well.
It
Even with my gripes of there being an X-24.
it closes out Logan's story until Ryan Reynolds tells Hugh Jackman, "Hey, you want another paycheck?"
Sure thing, Ryan. Sure thing.
James, let's hear your thoughts on the ending of the movie.
It left me with a very cold feeling, like a very sad feeling. I don't know if you guys ever get that from a movie where like the room itself feels cold. You feel that cold wind kind of hit you.
Yeah.
You're just kind of, oh
Yeah.
shit, that was it. Like that was the thing, you know.
There are
And
consequences.
yeah, and you know, it was kind of like one of those things where I'm like, we really just gotta. We didn't get to see our favorite good guy, you know, live at the end. We didn't get to kind of see him do, you know, whatever it is that he wanted to do with that prior thing. It was just that was it, and it was kind of like it was not unforgiving. It was realistic, you know. It was kind of like a you're not gonna always get that fairy tale happy ending. You're the hero you guys think you want to succeed is not always gonna succeed, you know. And it was actually nice. I kind of walked out and I'm like, they had the balls to fucking do it. Holy shit,
Yeah.
you know.
I remember watching it in the movie theater. I was just I, I can't believe they did it.
Yeah.
I can't believe that he's dead now. And I'd go get my wife right now, but she's probably getting ready to go to sleep.
Mm.
Pretty sure she remembers because it's almost the same reaction I had in Infinity War when everybody just. I was literally just.
Huh.
And it just rips your heart up because now X-23's crying her eyes out, and you're just like, no. And then she calls him daddy. Don't go. Just. Not a lot of movies do that for me. And like I said, Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart. I'm pulling up the IMDb real fast because I
Who was Caliban?
Stephen Merchant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just ripped a couple grenades and exploded the son of a bitch. Um, Daphne Keene, who is X-23, which I didn't know she spoke. Like I thought she was just gonna be mute the whole movie.
I wasn't expecting the Spanish either.
I kind of
Why is
expected.
X-23 normally not Spanish?
She's multilingual.
Okay.
Again, trained as an assassin, she could speak damn near every language. She's just mute most of the time because she's also a perfectly traumatized little girl.
Right. Final thoughts on Logan. James, I'll let you go first.
Uh, Final thoughts. This movie was great. It had its very high moments, like I would say action moments. It had its very low moments where it was realistic and kind of gritty in your face because there were things that we didn't. They pulled the trigger on a lot of things, and we kind of had to deal with it fast because there was no. Sorry about that. There was no rewind button on that. There was no other say like mutants coming out to help him. It was just him. And it's like you guys wanted a Logan movie. Guess what? You got it. Now we're gonna deal with the realistic values of what's gonna happen here. So buckle up your seatbelt, have your popcorn, and ask your friends some tissues. That's pretty much it. Only that this movie to me was something special. It will always hold a place in my heart. And I don't know if you know this, but I'll tell you a story directly after we're done because it was something that Hugh Jackman said and it made me laugh really hard. But we saw this with one of our friends, and I remember her crying. And I went, it's really weird that you're crying. So the song that played at the end of the movie came on later on while I was at work that week. And guess what the fuck I did right there? Cried. The movie left a lasting impression, and that's the one thing about this I will say is I see it going for future generations. It will always leave a lasting impression. I see people talking about this years from now. You know?
I mean, the only other song that I could think of is Wiz Khalifa's "See You Again" from the Fast movies. Another one that hits all the feels.
I have a weird playlist of all these songs that kind of hit. So, you guys will never cry or something, let me know. I got choose like 156 songs. I'm not emotionally traumatized, I promise.
Oh well, you wouldn't be in the friend group if you weren't. Rob, did we get your final thoughts?
Not yet.
Take it
So,
away.
final thoughts is if I wish to God I hadn't read the comics about X-23 before coming into this. Because it honestly did kind of mess with me, all the things I had come in with expectation. This is not the NXY run of uh X-23. This is not the evolution version of X-23. This is Logan's X-23. And this is also not the Logan from either of those series either. Because when Logan first meets or first departs from X-23, he genuinely loves her. To the point where he doesn't want her to go.
Mhm.
He is forced to let her go in the evolution version, and in the NXY version, he gives her the choice, telling her, I will be the father to you if you let me, but I'm not going to make that choice for you. You have a right to choose. And she said she just couldn't do it. She couldn't make that choice. She had too much she needed to do. She had to take out Hydra. Uh, so this is neither of the versions of these characters that I'm used to. So I think I came in here with unfulfilled expectations, but in a vacuum, this movie was perfect, honestly, for the story it wanted to tell.
So what you're saying is you loved it. You just it wasn't what you were expecting.
Yes.
I could see that. I could see that. Now, now, after tonight, we have a little bit of fun we could do it next week because the movie everybody was looking forward to, Deadpool and Wolverine, we get to talk about.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Fantastic Four. Shit. I'm a little too late or a little too early.
You've screwed up my brain here.
That was the plan. I was gonna fuck with you because you're like the movie that we're all excited to talk about. I'm like, Fantastic Four. Yeah.
I haven't been excited about the Fantastic Four movie since the first one, and then I learned.
I haven't said since the 90s.
Oof.
Talking about.
Oof. Next Thursday, we are talking about 2024's Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I'm excited for it, not just for the soundtrack, for all the chaos and everything involved.
Some say it's like a prayer. It's gonna take you there in the midnight hour, on your knees.
I can feel its power.
You don't understand.
You know, I didn't know what that song was referencing until Jess told me.
You could have asked me. I would have told you. I played it in 6th grade and got in trouble.
No, Jay.
It's
I
like
have
by
so many
far-
questions on that one.
It's by far one of my favorite Madonna songs because I was like, she's with Jesus, guys. It's fine. I'm like, why is he black? And everyone's like, James. And I'm like, I'm asking questions. I want to know. Is it religious? And some lower levels, I guess it's kind of religious for some people. I mean, listen,
She made
How
him
hard
see
did
a
your mother
god.
hit you?
she laughed actually. Then she hit me. She's like, you know, I want to take you there like in the midnight.
Oh, Mama Fair, we love you.
There are so many. I think next week's episode is going to be a long one. Because there's so much involved. But any final thoughts about 2017's Logan? Outside of go watch it?
So the thing I was gonna tell you was, ironically, Hugh Jackman was driving his car and he saw the poster for Deadpool, and I guess he whispered to himself, "Fuck," because that he goes, "I'm dead now. I can't do this anymore. I'm dead." And he goes, "Deadpool." It's one of my favorite stories. I always laugh really hard because he was just like, "All right, that's it." You mean I never got my Deadpool, team up.
Yeah.
Saw the poster for Deadpool 1 and screamed "fuck" really loud in his car. And I can only imagine that, you and your kid walking down the street, and you see Hugh Jackman going, "Ah!" Is he practicing for war or something? Oh my God, what's going on?
Rob, any final thoughts?
There are just 2 episodes to the X-23 character arc in X-Men Evolutions. It's on Disney Plus. I urge you, if you like this movie, to give it a watch. You don't really need background information on Evolution to watch those 2 episodes. They're pretty standalone. Because if you've been watching any of the movies with us up to this point, that all the characters explain themselves, except you wonder, like, why is Hydra here? Hydra's there. That's all you need to know.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you all for tuning in. I know I was having a little audio trouble earlier on. You were able to hear both of them, beautiful people. I was in and out for the first 20 minutes, which is unfortunate. My mic, I guess, decided to just like that.
Oh no.
But yeah, we are on all audio platforms again. If you'd rather just listen to our voices, go check our Spotify's. Just search Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. You'll see it. But yeah, James, as always, thank you for the logo. Both of you for joining me on this wonderful show. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.